But otherwise, thank you so much for coming, and let's really make a statement today, okay?
Why was it that we didn't have these kinds of problems with nutrition and viruses and pathogens and parasites 20 years ago? They were out there. What's happened in the meantime? Well, these neonicotinoids have come onto the market, and they have saturated literally millions and millions of acres.
How can the people take back the right?
Well, as I said, the people can only do it by electing people of absolute total integrity, or of collectively saying to the people in office, this is a list of the things we want done. We want them done in the next 3 months. And if you don't do that, you're out.
It may be to the point that it doesn't matter how well we do our job as beekeepers, because we're going to send healthy bees out into an environment that's hostile for life. They simply cannot survive. It could take decades for the soils to relieve themselves of these chemicals. It may already be too late. These are crimes against the environment, and they knew going in. They knew 20 years ago what these chemicals were going to do.
Medicine for people! Not for profit! Food for people! Not for profit! Medicine for people! Not for profit! Seeds for people! Not for profit! Food for people! Not for profit! Seeds for people! Not for profit! Medicine for people! Not for profit! Awesome! Thank you guys all for coming. This is an amazing turnout. Are we guinea pigs? Yeah! Monsanto, this is the company that assured us that Agent Orange was safe. This was the company that assured us that DDT was safe. And now this is the company telling us that GMOs are safe. Do you feel safe? No! Are you comfortable with that? No! With the rise in GMOs, we have seen a corresponding rise in health concerns such as infertility, digestive complaints, and immune problems. Scientists that attempt to do unbiased research into GMOs have either been fired or have their funding cut. Our own Canadian government has not done an independent study into the safety of GMOs. And yet, it's in 80% of processed foods. As consumers and citizens, we must stand up and realize that the solution is in our hands. Yeah. We can vote with our dollar every time we go to the grocery store. We can educate ourselves on the products to avoid. We can always buy organic or look for our label, the Non-GMO Project. There's now an app for your iPhone called Shop No GMO. That's a help at the grocery store, in case you're wondering. We can have conversations with our families and our friends and educate them on the risks and the dangers. 300 cities worldwide and the hundreds of thousands, up to millions of marchers that are marching today for the same thing. We need to say enough is enough. We demand a safe and transparent food system. We demand to know what we're eating. If it's so safe, why don't they just label it?
I never knew about GMOs. I am 24 years old. It took me till I was 24 years old to understand that 80% of what I was eating was genetically modified. Boo for that. Right? Today we have seen a radical transformation in not only what we consume, but in what is in what we are consuming, right? Farm soils and plants are rapidly being drained of their nutrition and sprayed with toxins that hurt not only our bodies, but our environments. Bees are dying at an alarming rate, and human decrease and sickness is on the rise. Who are bee lovers out here? And it was Albert Einstein himself who said, if bees die off, humanity has about 4 more years to live. So it's an independent study from the Department of Communicative Disorders from the University of Louisiana showed that glyphosate which is the main ingredient in Monsanto's pesticide Roundup, interferes with detoxification in human cells. This new study is deeming glyphosate by publishers and scientists as one of the most dangerous chemicals being released into the environment today. Doesn't sound like something I want to eat. How about you? So I don't know what's all this about genetic modification turning greater profits and greater yields, because it's not true. Nature was always able to grow healthy on its own. A study funded by the U.S. Department of Agriculture at Wisconsin University has shown that test plots of genetically modified corn do not deliver yields any greater than organic crops. In fact, they grow back the next year, less healthy. Knowledge is your greatest weapon. Let's share this. Let's vote with our dollars. Thank you all for coming out.
Tell everyone. Talk to your neighbors, the coffee lady, the crossing guard. Talk, talk, talk. Let's start a global conversation. We have had enough, and we are opting out of the GMO experiment. We are the part of history in the making right now. So let's go out, let's talk, and let's vote with our dollar, people. Thank you.
And children that are suffering with epilepsy, when they go on a diet with just organic foods, have lowered, it's been proven in studies, it lowers their seizures and keeps them healthier. So you might want to listen to that.
But if there are no bees, there's no organic food. Monsanto lie is way bigger than just genetically modified food. But when they plant it, it spreads. The dust spreads. So on all the clover, the dandelions, the ponds, seen a lot of dead fish lately. How about those birds? They're all falling out of the sky because they're eating the pesticide-laden bugs that are dead on the ground too.
This is millions of marchers on today. We're getting together, just like you, to stand up and say no. We can follow the example of the BC communities that have declared GE-free zones in their communities. We can do this here in Waterloo Region. That's my dream, and if anyone would like to continue that conversation, please get in touch with me.
If we can get rid of these chemicals, it would be great. These chemicals aren't only killing the bees, it's killing us too. You can't tell me it's not. I have two cousins. Both of them live near corn, where it's planted. Both of them have children with autism. Why do they have autism? I believe it's from the chemicals. All these other diseases, we're getting more and more. I believe it's from the chemicals. I wish I could scientifically prove it, but I'm not a scientist that I can't. But the evidence is there.
You do not need to be a research scientist to figure this out. If bees are dying, we are in danger.
Say no, GMO! Say no, GMO! Say no.
Well, as I said, the people can only do it by electing people of absolute total integrity, or of collectively saying to the people in office, this is a list of the things we want done. We want them done in the next 3 months. And if you don't do that, you're out.